Hello my fragrance lovers and my good smelling companions. Dominic here for fragrance reviews. And today you know what I have for you to review.
Boss Bottled Infinite. Be a man of today.
Yes, it is none other than Hugo Boss Bottled Infinite. Boss Bottled Infinite. And this was requested by one of my subscribers. We are going to get this open, going to get my nose onto it because this is a genuine first impression. I have never smelled this before. I haven't even tested it in a store anywhere or any of that. So this is going to be a genuine first impressions, and then I'll be giving you a bit of a review, a bit of my take on it, like we usually do. I'll go through those notes that there are in this one. And I might do a follow-up video just to actually tell you how the actual the longevity especially, but I suppose the projection as well. How long does this last? Is it worthy of the title of eau de parfum? Because there's nothing like actually wearing it for a day or two and then being able to actually come up with a realistic assessment of how it performs. But maybe stay tuned for that. We'll see. That might well be coming. But for now, this is mostly going to be just giving you as much info as I can from the unboxing, the first impressions, and going through some of those notes, and just kind of a bit of an assessment from the first look. So let's get this open and get that bottle out of there. So it's in plastic, and I usually do that just to show people that this is a new product. Once we've removed that, we can get moving. It's quite sleek, quite smooth. They're pretty much standard, these box designs. As I was saying in the previous little video, they don't have anything on the sides of these boxes. On the back, they're going to give you the notes, the ingredients that go into making this perfume. So that's that. So it's fairly simple, it's quite straightforward. Again, we said on the bottom of the box, right here as well, they'll have the batch code punched into the bottom of the box. So that is your box. Not much more to that really. So I think they try and keep the colour similar to the colour of the juice inside the bottle. So there is always some kind of thought put into these boxes, no matter how plain they may look. Okay, so let's get this open. And I usually have another little layer here, we can pull that, and then we get to our actual cologne. So here it comes. Boss Bottled Infinite. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. At least it says quite clearly. You can actually read it at least on the bottle, on the glass bottle. You can. It clearly says, Boss, Hugo Boss for the actual name, and then just Boss for the general Infinite. So yeah, Boss Infinite. It's not too bad. It's actually quite elegant, as I was saying with Hugo, just with Boss Bottled. That the other one we did there, the little sample, the yellow juice. Okay, so that top is quite. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be as plastic, or at least as plasticky as the other one. I think it's probably some kind of metal, really. So let's get the top off. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, looks like a fairly average atomizer on it as well. So yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, for being quite plain, it's still quite still a little attractive. I mean, it just seems quite nice weight to it. And okay, so sometimes the atomizer thing will be pointing kind of at the back, and you might want to just turn it around so it's facing there. Depends where you want it to start spraying out, but that's how I like it. Okay, well, I'm quite eager to get this onto my skin, so I'm going to give this a few blasts and I'll just from there I'll kind of ramble on a little bit, but first impressions, and let's see what this one has going on, and I'll be having in the back of my mind the notes from the previous ones I was reviewing, especially Boss Bottled. But anyway, this one now is Boss Infinite, so let's give this one a try. It's always a bit strong at first, I just leave it. Okay, I'll say it's pleasant. It's quite strong. I mean, it does say eau de parfum. Yeah, it's definitely different from the last one I've had. I can get something fairly fruity going on. Probably something. Yeah, probably a bit woody as well. To me, off the bat, it's a little bit. It might be a tiny bit generic. I mean, because there's so many titles under Boss. Oh yeah, no, that is getting really quite nice. Maybe when it settles a little more, we'll get a bit more out of it. But so far, that seems to me like kind of, again, I think as we were saying, it's yeah, it's like kind of an everyday sort of wear. So again, you know, with this kind of a cologne, it's safe, it's versatile, you can throw this on, it's a good cologne, it's a men's cologne, it's, you know, it, ooh, yeah, it's got that kind of freshness, it's got that kind of, no offense to it kind of thing. It's kind of easy, it's wearable. Although for being an eau de parfum, yeah, I can smell it from here as well. So it might be an average eau de parfum, maybe not a very strong one, not something that jumps out as definitely an eau de parfum. So although the overall notes, I think it's definitely got a lot more than that other one called The Scent. So it would be probably better on that level than that one. So whether it would hold up against Boss Bottled, I'm not too sure at this point. Depends like kind of what sort of you're looking for in a cologne. So this one is seemingly it's got some of the kind of usual things you get in a cologne. If you're somebody who's a bit worried about, oh, what should I wear? Would this one be correct for daytime or nighttime, or would this be correct for this kind of occasion for today? You can always be safe with Boss Infinite. The other Bosses pretty much, but this video obviously is about this one. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice enough. It does the job. Because it's an eau de parfum. You might get a bit more out of it, a bit more push, a bit more kind of bit more of a punch. But yeah, and that's settling down. That's a lovely, calming, fresh, sort of manly. You can almost say it's like somebody who's a little bit, you know, older, maybe into his 30s or something, and he's not too worried about making a fuss. He's a gentleman. He's got things going. He's pretty much got his life together, you know, and that kind of thing going on. So yeah, I'm interested in this. Let's take you through some of those notes, and let's just see what is in this concoction. Your top opens up with the sort of appley, mandarin, and cinnamon. So they got a combination there of apple, mandarin, and cinnamon for the top. Yeah, I mean, it's a little gentle at this stage. I mean, it is there, but you can get that kind of appley opening. It's not as distinct as in Boss Bottled. Yeah, so it's there. And then cinnamon is a good thing to mix with apple because it just goes together. And then you have your mandarin, which is kind of quite a sweet kind of a fruit as well. Okay, and then for the heart notes, they've got the patchouli, the rosemary, and the lavender. Okay, yeah, and patchouli and rosemary. So rosemary and lavender would be the sort of the herbal side of it, or the kind of, well, the rosemary is a kind of herb as well. And then the patchouli, that's obviously quite a common thing to have in colognes. So that's quite good for a base, for a heart note. And then when it dries down, you're getting your base of olive wood and sandalwood. So there you go. It's fruity. It's got the kind of herbal stuff going on, and a bit of sweetness, tiny bit of spice maybe. And then they have this dry down of kind of woody. And when you get kind of fruity and woody, usually that will classify as a gent's cologne, as a men's cologne. Let's get another little blast of that on this side. Yeah, it's definitely sort of I think this is better, guys, for formal wear. I know it might be a bit weird, probably not everyone would agree, but I think it's good for a kind of an atmosphere where you're not trying to draw too much attention. You're not trying to be too loud. You're not trying to be too sexy. You're not trying to be overly kind of you're not trying to be walking into a nightclub, that kind of thing. You're not trying to sort of really make a big show, a big display with this stuff. It's just because it's an eau de parfum, you could probably put it on and probably get away with a nice day just with work colleagues, or going out as a kind of a gents sport or something, or go kind of a club where they're kind of they're not sort of rowdy and all drinking loads and all that kind of thing. It would be kind of just kind of classy and just kind of a little more formal and a little more of the like less the kind of teen and early 20s age, maybe a little higher. That's what I would use this stuff for. I think that's where it fits. But let me know some of your ideas, some of your thoughts, some of your comments below, and I'm grateful for the opportunity of having been able to review this, and requests are usually quite welcome. Sometimes I don't get around to them, unfortunately, but now that I've got things together a bit more, we'll hopefully see a little bit more reliable content on this channel. So that is Hugo Boss Infinite. It's okay as a cologne, as an eau de parfum. I'd say it's doing quite well. I'm not going to say it's absolutely amazing, but for me, yeah, I would reserve this as something for the kind of the fresh, a little bit more formal, something that's very wearable, something that you can use pretty much every day. That's kind of the idea with it, and it is quite typical of Boss. Nothing that's kind of a bit too weird or jumps out too much. So yeah, that's basically my take on that. Do give me some of your own thoughts. If there's some things you think I missed out, maybe let me know. Some things I didn't realise or notice about it. I may do a follow-up. I'm not too sure about that, but just to give you how it does perform, whether I can still smell this many hours later, which was the case with the Boss bottled. But for now, yeah, I'm happy with this, and I'm looking forward to wearing it as a kind of a everyday wear thing. If I've got ones that I don't want to use all the time, then I will be able to resort to this stuff. This will always be my reliable Boss Infinite on the shelf. Okay, so those will be my thoughts there on that one. And meanwhile, have a little think, maybe drop a comment or two and a like on the video. It'd be always great to get a bit of support, a bit of feedback. And I will be back with a bit more content before too long, hopefully. March forward, guys. Smelling good.